Hi, I'm Derek Logan Weintraub, and you are?
Joyce Lee Williams.
Joyce Lee Williams. Nice to meet you. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good, I must say. For a rainy, dreary day, I'm all right.
Good, good. So welcome to the university. We're glad to have you here as part of our team. Did you just move here?
I did about 6 months ago. I actually had a friend who lived here, and I came down to visit her a couple of months ago, and I liked it. And I said, I'm coming back. It's beautiful.
Great, great. And did the school draw you back in?
Definitely, because I had applied for the school. I had went online, and I was looking at different things, but I was looking for a Christian college, something that I was comfortable with. I went to Georgia State University and got my bachelor's of science, so I said, I want to do something a little differently this time. It's been some years ago, so
right.
I wanted to come back.
Where did you get your bachelor from?
Georgia State University.
Oh, great. How long ago?
I refuse to answer.
It
was a long time ago, but it was a degree in computer information systems. And it was really good for that time period, in my life. It worked out really fine, and I learned a lot.
What made you decide to come back?
Transactions in life. I'm telling you, I've been up and I've been down, I've been here and I've been there. I was with a good company, they laid me off, cutbacks, things, changes. So this time around, I said I'm going to get into another career that can endure, something that I think no matter where I go, I can use counseling skills.
Right, right. So what skills do you think you have that will help you in that?
Well, what I've done in the past 10 years or so, I took care of my mother, and that was like the hardest job I've done in my life. She had Alzheimer's, and it taught me how to be patient, how to endure, how to be trustworthy. It taught me so many things that I really didn't use in the corporate world. I didn't have to use it in the corporate world.
Exactly.
And so by taking care of her for a long period of time, it gave me an outlet about, you can help other people too. Because I never thought that I could,
Right.
But taking care of her gave me an outlook that, you might be able to help somebody else.
So helping others, would you say that is your strong point?
Yes, it is.
It is. What other strengths do you think you have?
Okay. Certainly, right after that period of time, I was trying to decide what career move I was going to do next.
Okay.
So I did substitute teaching. I went to the school and I started substitute teaching. And the students there had a need that was so overwhelming you would not believe.
Really?
In the high school.
Overwhelming.
Yes, because I didn't think that kids were still going through a lot of different changes. I haven't been around children in a long time. And it wasn't even about the schoolwork.
Do you have children of your own?
I actually have one son,
son.
He's grown, he's married, and he has 3 beautiful grandchildren for me.
Oh yeah, so as a mother, what skills do you think you learned from that and everything in life to be the best mother and counselor?
Right. What I learned is that I come from a family of 6, and I observed how my mother and father raised us, but it was about more authoritarian. We had to do what they said, when they said, and how they said do it. So when I had my son, I wanted to give him a voice. I wanted him to know that he have a choice in things. I wanted him to make decisions. I wanted him to know, listen, you can go left or right. I want you to choose. I want you to see that is a difference and make a good choice on which route you want to take. And so in the process of doing that, I showed him different things. I exposed him to different things. And by doing that, he became a pastor of a church, of a small church. So
that's great.
I said, hallelujah, something went right.
So your strengths and your skills really helped you, and I got a great to raise a wonderful son, it sounds like.
I'm thankful, yes.
Yes, now when you said you wanted him to have a voice, go more into that. Do you mean have a voice when he's presented, you know how awful the world can be thrown at us, when he's presented with the worst or when he's at his best?
Anytime. I wanted him to know when his back up against the wall and he has a decision, he needs to know what he wanted to do. I wanted him to come to me with some pros and cons. I wanted him to say, okay, Mom, I want to do this, but I'm not sure about that. And I said by doing that, we started when he was like 10 or 11 years old. By doing that, he always wrote a list. Should I go this way, should I go that way? And I said, when you write it down and you look at it, it helps you make a wise decision. And it said it has helped him tremendously.
Great, great. What abilities do you feel that you have as a person overall?
I think I'm really compassionate. I do understand that things are very different in this world, and everybody who seeks sympathy and empathy, they sometimes have their own agenda. I recently worked as a director of a shelter, and I had single women and women with children there, and I observed how the women dealt with their children and what they did and what they didn't do. I tried to get them to go to classes and stuff, and I realized that some of them just didn't want to do it.
Really? They didn't want to do it?
They didn't want to make a change. They really wasn't trying to transact to another place.
And how did you fit into it?
I had to tell them that it was a part of the process. You know
Right.
what, you're staying here for a certain period of time, and part of the process of staying here, you need to go to class, you need to learn some skills, you need to do job readiness. And so once they realized that it was a requirement, not an option, they went for it, you know. And 2 or 3 of them came out pretty good, and 1 or 2 of them just refused to do anything.
Now, how were you? What skills did you have to get through to them? Because it's not really best to go in and throw advice at someone, but you had to have some kind of strength to get them to get from point A, well, honestly, to point Z, because it sounds like they were far off from that.
Right. A lot of prayer and meditation, truthfully.
Great, really.
A lot of prayer and meditation, because when you don't have the experience to show them, a lot of times they don't believe you. I said, listen, I've been evicted, so I know when you get evicted, that's not the end of your life. You know, that means you need to start doing something else a little differently. I showed them how to manage their money a little better. A lot of people have money, you get a check and you think you're just supposed to spend it on different things. So I showed them, I wrote up a spreadsheet for them, an Excel spreadsheet, and showed them how to balance the monies that they have, how to utilize the things that they have, and they've learned to appreciate that.
So technology, it sounds like that could be a strength of yours as well.
Definitely.
And that's going to come really powerful over the years as technology is overpowering. So as a counselor, as a woman, as just a person, that strength, it sounds like something that's going to be very useful for you.
Yes, I certainly hope so.
Yes. So who would you describe as your personal hero?
I actually really admire my mother's strength.
Your mother's strength?
Yes, because she had 6 children. Okay. My father was there, he was present, and I can't even imagine having 6 children in this day and time. I only had 1. But she had a lot of discipline and a lot of order about how things had to be. You know, she had rigid rules. This is what you need to do, this is how you do it, and this is what you're supposed to do. And then she was determined to go to school to be an RN. So when my youngest sister got like 12 or 13, my mother went back to school to become an RN.
Really?
And she made me so proud, because I know that was something that she always wanted to do. So that made me feel good, and that made me believe, you know what, if she can do it, I can too. I can always go back. It's never an end of the line. It's never an end of the rope. You can always challenge yourself to do a little bit more.
Now, what strengths did you learn from your mother?
Just independence, determination, perseverance, you know, no matter what you're up against, just persevere, keep going, challenge yourself to the next level, and stay in prayer. Stay in prayer, because she said through prayer things do change. You know?
Okay. So what abilities have you learned through all of these strengths that you have told me? What abilities has it made you encompass and really pull out of you?
It goes a little deep with me. It's just like when I see somebody that's in need, just to dig deep in myself and see what can I offer, what can I give. Because to me it's about giving of yourself, not always receiving from somebody else. So when I see somebody in need, I try to dig deep and say, what can I do? Or is it something that you want me to do? I ask God really for direction, because some people, He don't want you to help. People think that's not true. Some people, He really want them to pick up the pace and go. And so you can extend yourself to somebody, and if they really don't want to change and they don't want to move, it's nothing that you can do for them. And I actually learned that in counseling class the other day, that he actually confirmed that too, when he said, first that person got to want to change. That person has to want to stop cutting. That person has to want to, and when that person makes that decision, then as a counselor I can say, okay, let's sit down. Now we can take it to the next level.
Okay, so you know what it sounds like? You have good inference. You can infer when to help and when not to, and when to put your sense of strengths, skills, and abilities to the test. And I really feel you would give your shirt on your back for anyone. And that's going to really help you in the long run. And I think, you know, we can pull those out, and the reasons you've come to counseling, we can pull these in our next sessions and discuss further on how all these strengths can help you, because it sounds like you would do almost anything for him.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's been my personal pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
All right.